Hello. Welcome to this edition of Single Dad Sundays. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to read you guys a story, give my thoughts, and maybe get some advice from the comment section. So here we go. This comes from Reddit /r/ single dads. Hey guys, newly single father here looking for some advice from my fellow fathers out there about how to go about dating with your new role. This is still very new to me, and I'm not necessarily looking to date right now this second. I at least want to give myself a year or two break after just ending a 7-year relationship and bringing my now almost 2-year-old beautiful baby boy into this world. I've been off the market for quite some time, and now I'm trying to figure out how I should go about navigating that part of life when I feel like I'm ready. I don't want to do the revolving door thing. I've seen how that tends to work out for other people. Not trying to just bring anyone around my son, especially considering the current state of the world we live in. For the record, I will have majority custody of my son, so I don't know if that changes the advice I receive or not. If any fathers have any advice or want to share their experience, I'm all ears. Well, I will say that as for me, my sons are a little bit older, so it's a little bit different because they're gonna have like more of an interaction with whoever you bring into your environment. Um, and so that plays a big part. I mean, at 2 years old, is your child really gonna know who this person is that you're dating here and there once a week? I don't think so. Now, does that mean you should just have a revolving door of females? I disagree with that as well. So as for me, I didn't really date right away after my divorce either. It's really a time to, you know, get back to yourself and get back to doing things that you like to do. Hobbies, hanging out with friends, hanging out with family. I started playing basketball a lot more. I started playing chess a lot more, just like literally going out into the parks and just sitting down and playing chess with, you know, people who play chess in the park. That's kind of one of my favorite things to do, actually. um, and if you are going to date, like I said, depending on the age of your kids, it kind of depends on, how discreet you want to be. My children, my son is 10, my oldest is 13, so they're going to ask questions, are you going to call her Miss Janie Mae, or, what are you going to call her? What are you going to tell her you are? When she spends the night, is she going to be able to cook for them? You know, you got to really think about that kind of stuff. What kind of relationship do you have with your ex? A lot of times women, you know, they don't want new women around their child, especially when they're young, and depending on your relationship with your ex, I would tend to respect those kind of situations because I was the same way. I didn't want no just random person around my children when we got a divorce. And so she respected that, and it's important that even if you do have a child with somebody, you or even if you do break up with a person that you have a child with, that you co-parenting is important. Effective co-parenting is like the best way to go about raising children because the children didn't ask to be here. The children don't even know why y'all broke up, don't even care why y'all broke up, and it's really not their problem. So that's something as adults you need to work out your own self. Um, so yeah, I could go through some of the comments. They're kind of long, so we won't really do that today. But if you got any suggestions for the young man, you can always go to the Reddit thread. I'll leave the thread down below in the description box. Also going to leave some other things in the description box. I have a little small Telegram group if you want to join. Also have a referral to a broker well, not a broker, an exchange that I've used recently called Voyager. And now we're gonna take a look at the markets because that's kind of like the first thing I like to do on a Sunday. Let's get my screen share. Hope everyone's having a wonderful week. And yeah, we'll look at this. So this is silver. If you are, I don't know, if you're just if you're paying attention to the markets at all, or if you're on any type of forums, you know that they're talking about squeezing silver. If you look right here on the 15-minute chart, this was the opening bell and it gapped up. I mean, that's almost a little over like $1.30. And if you're not familiar with the way silver moves, because silver is cheaper than gold and moves slower relatively to gold, for every 10 cents that price moves in silver, that's $5. So just keep that in mind, you know. So a move from, let's just say 27 to 28, that was $50 on a 0.01 cent lot. And what I'm about on my channel is full transparency, man, guys. Like I'm gonna be completely honest and upfront about everything. So I have been dibbling and dabbling and trading since my divorce. It's funny. My divorce brought me to trading. So when I first like started going down that path, you know, like a lot of you who listen to this, or a lot of men, you know, don't like to admit, but I was hurt. You know, I was hurt. I was distraught. I was sad. I felt lonely. I felt like I was never going to see my kids again. Like it was all bad, you know. And I just really started reading and listening to a lot of TED Talks and different things about just basically changing your outlook, you know. And once you start looking at things like, okay, you know, I heard a quote one time or something that said that suffering is when you want things to be what they're not, right? So when you want something to be a certain way, you suffer internally because you have no control over how that thing is. So with my divorce, I had no control over that. And once I realized that no amount of crying or working out or drinking or smoking weed, none of that was going to change the fact that my marriage was over. And once you accept that, then you can start being proactive and start, you know, working on whatever it is you want to work on. Because a lot of times when you in a marriage that's not successful, there's issues, you know. It's there's underlying issues, whether it's your health or your weight or your finances or your communication or your sensitivity or your hygiene. You know, it could be a number of things, you know what I'm saying? And when you a lot of times when we get in relationships as men, we kind of just tune into the woman and just get into a little routine, and a lot of us forget, you know, what made us who we were in the first place before we even met her or before she even came into our lives. You know, a lot of times as men, we get consumed by our relationships, and then when they end, we don't really know what to do with ourselves. So I just said all that to say that I've been trading for about 5 years. I haven't quit my job yet, obviously. I haven't really been consistently sharing my thoughts and my strategies and stuff on YouTube. So I kind of want to do that more because I know there's a lot of people out there who are just beginning or just have a lot of questions. And, you know, some of these channels are so big, you won't get your questions answered. So I'm here to answer whatever questions you may have. So that being said, currently I only have a few small positions running. You can see right here. And we'll go over my positions and we'll go. And this is, full transparency. This is my only forex account. I have, a TD Ameritrade account. Um, I had a Robinhood. I kind of like off Robinhood for right now, just because of everything that went on this week, and them limiting what you buy and stuff. I don't think that's fair. So I'm probably gonna move my Robinhood funds, maybe even to Webull, or maybe even just full on into crypto, because I kind of feel like cryptocurrency is decentralized. And once everyone realizes that crypto is decentralized and you can't rig the crypto market unless you know, then it's game over for centralized banks. And I think they know that. You know what I mean? So we'll go over some of my positions and some of my thoughts on the current market situation. So yeah, right now this is silver. Yeah, on the forums they're talking about short squeezing silver, but then historically silver has been a manipulated market historically. So silver is also one of the smallest markets in market cap in the world. Like silver is not heavily traded. So basically a lot of the big boys own a lot of silver. And right now price is sitting at around 28.67. It actually ran up, if you guys remember, excuse me, it ran up here about, that was like right, I think that was like right when the pandemic happened. So let's see. So it hit a high of about 29.78 or so. 29.8. This was back in April. So right around the time, so this was the pandemic. This is really when you should have got in. This was a really when you should have got in. If you would have got in down here, man, you would be sitting pretty right now. But alas, I missed it. I wasn't really trading it like that because it was before this for like the last 2 years. It had just been chopping. I had been paying attention to it, but it had just been chopping after this right here. So this is right around this is right around the recession, right? 2008, 2010. We got all the way up to $44 for silver, right? And then, we just fell from there, and then from around 2015 to just this last year, silver just kind of chopped in a range, right? And then this was the pandemic, March, and then ever since then, you got to run up, you got to pull back right here, pull back into this zone, and move that, and then got continuation back up. So now I'm going to mark this because to me, this is a zone. So now we got a gap. Today we got a gap up. Right? We got a gap up through this zone. And if you look to the left, you got a lot of room to go. This is really when you should have got in. These are powerful crosses. I'll explain these to you guys one day, but this is not really the time or place. But these are powerful. So I will. If you look left, you see you have plenty of room over here. So ultimately, long term, a target for silver is going to be back to a previous high, a previous level of resistance. And then I think short term, could probably get about another little gap. See how this gap right here happened? See that? So it's kind of the same, almost the same pattern, just at a little bit lower level. But it chopped and then it gapped up, pulled back, and then continued up. So we could see a replay. And what I've learned, I watch a lot of YouTube guys. Like Yusuf Sky is one of my favorite traders. I never took any of his courses, but I just believe that he's transparent. I believe he offers good value, and he teaches a lot of things for free. And one thing he teaches is that history repeats itself, and he always tells you to look, you got to look at the overall big picture. So if you look back to the last time we had a recession, silver peaked. Now I'm gonna show you something real quick. If you guys know, silver and gold are supposed to correlate, right? So if you look at the same monthly chart, this is the same time frame. See that? So gold went up, hit its peak. It was like around 1900. Okay, let's just move that line. I'm gonna move this one up just for time, so I don't have to put another one. So you see that gold had hit that late 2011, pulled all the way back, chopped, and then same thing, took off. Only thing that's different, if you notice, gold already broke its previous all-time high, and now it's retesting, and I look for it to continue up to that direction. But if you go back to silver, again, this is not financial advice. I do not offer financial advice. I'm not telling you to take any trades or do anything of that nature. Trading is like gambling. It would be like throwing your money away if you do not know what you're doing. There are a lot of risk involved. So yeah, don't take anything that I say on these live streams at the word or the gospel or anything like that. I would never do anything to people that way, or like tell you something that I just a sure thing, because there's just no such thing as a sure thing in investing or trading or gambling. I'm gonna keep it real. Like I gamble, like I bet the games, and I take losses thinking, you know what I mean? Thinking that I know what's going to happen, and it doesn't happen. So that's all I'm saying. Like this is a real, like you can make money and you can lose money straight like that. So that being said, if you go back to silver, and if you guys ever want me to take a look at any charts, just kind of tell me what chart you want me to look at, and we'll look at it next Sunday, okay? Because I mean, I like to swing trade. I work a full-time job. I have these two young men who live with me, so I don't I don't be at the charts all day every day. Like it's not my full-time job. So sometimes, a lot of times, I miss trades because I don't trade that much, and I hold my trades for a long time. So it just is what it is. I'm comfortable holding my trades 2-3 weeks a month, and I know what I'm willing to lose. So I don't usually have stops. Issue is, now that thing. So okay, um, sorry about that. I got distracted. So that's silver. You see it gapped up. I'm not currently in a trade like this. I would want to see it kind of break out of this level right here. If it breaks above maybe 29, I'll look for a position. But right now, I kind of expect it. I kind of want to say it's going to fill this gap, you know, probably come back here before maybe Monday or Tuesday session, and then maybe the end of the week. By Friday, now we might have broken out of here. So I'll keep my eye on it. And if we get above, like I said, about 29, I'll be looking for buys. I'll be looking to go long. Also, if you've seen any of my videos, you know I have a love-hate relationship with Ripple. This is XRP. I'm just trying to scalp it. I was trying to scalp it, and actually, I'm probably gonna get stopped out. We'll see here in a minute. So they're also talking about pumping Ripple. Ripple has just a wild history, man. There's a lot of people who believe in Ripple. There's a lot of people who don't believe in Ripple. You know, the whole thing with the SEC, and we'll go back and we'll look and see, you know, Ripple just kind of, I mean, it's just the chart looks crazy. It just looks literally like pumps and dumps. I mean, look at it. For so long, it was nothing, you know, 16 cents. Then they pumped it to 30. It fell. Then they pumped it. This was just recently. They just pumped it to like almost 80 cents. And then it fell. And this was like all the SEC stuff. See, I kind of thought it was going to hold right here. And that's kind of why I got in right here. Is because I thought it was going to hold and look like a normal chart and continue up, but it didn't. Once the SEC was going to assume all of that, that was that drop. And then for the last, you know, few weeks, it's been just kind of dwindling away. And then all of a sudden, boom, again, you guys see this cross, you know, when that happens, usually something powerful happens. So yeah, I got in right where I got in at, and it looks like, let's see, let's zoom in a little bit more. Looks like it might hit my stop because I put my stop on the 1 hour. So what I did was, yeah, see, I'm gonna get stopped, which is okay. I'm gonna get stopped out right now, which is okay. I moved my stop. You're not supposed to do that. Again, don't copy me. I moved my stop because it hasn't really broke structure yet, you know. So if you look and see, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with losing $20. You know what I mean? That's 10% of my account. I know it's a small account. People will tell you, oh, only risk 1 to 2 to 3%, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. You know, like I would rather have what I'm willing to lose in the account, and that way, if I do blow the account, I knew what I was willing to lose. You know what I mean? But one thing I can say, over time, it takes time. Trading is not easy. It's really hard. It's really complicated. It's not complicated. It is, I guess it is kind of complicated. See, I probably shouldn't have did that. You guys are seeing me kind of my psychology live. Probably shouldn't have did that because there's really no clear, there's really no clear direction here. Okay, so if we go and we see, even if you had got in there and put your stop, but right there, you wouldn't have got stopped out. So below the previous 30-minute candle. Okay, and then you probably could have got back in right here. Right? If you was looking for buys, once you saw that bull candle right there, that big bullish candle, and you started looking for buys because you see now that we're back in an uptrend almost looks like. I mean, if we get past this level, you see, if we can get past here, then we should continue up. If we fail here, then look out below. And I know how Ripple moves fast. So you see right now I'm down 18, you know, 19 bucks. But the reason why I'm not panicking and the reason why I'm uncomfortable moving my stops is because structure hasn't been broken yet. And what I mean by that is as long as I stay pretty much long term, I would say probably about right there. So long term, you see how that is? If we stay above this, we're still in an uptrend. Now, am I willing to risk this much? No. You know, I have a really small account, so I'm not going to risk $50, right? Because the way XRP works is every dollar is a dollar. I mean, no, I take that back. Every 0.5 cents is a dollar. So right now, XRP is trading at 0.475. Okay. And my price is at 489 and I'm down $14. So pretty much it's almost every 10th of a cent is a dollar. So from 45 cents to 46 cents is $10. 46 cents to 47 cents is $10. So every 10 cents is $100 when you're trading XRP. So it moves super fast, even though price doesn't have to move that fast. So if you see, this right here is that's my 20 period moving average. I'll give you all that one. And as long as price kind of stays above this, I'm okay. Now, if price starts to break below this 20 period moving average, then I'll be out of the trade. But as long as price is kind of bouncing on this, I'm good. Okay. So that's XRP. I don't know what it's going to do. I mean, if you've been paying attention, you see what AMC did. Well, not AMC as much as GameStop. You seen what Doge did. Like, I don't believe in Dogecoin. I think it's a joke coin, but you can't deny the power of a lot of people, you know? So, you can't deny it, you know, and if enough people get together and decide to buy something, the market's gonna reflect that. So next we'll take a look at Ether, which is one of my favorite projects. If you know anything about me, you know I'm a big Ether fan, Ethereum fan. It's kind of slowing down right here. These are just some, you know, I do this on all my charts. These are just some areas that I marked, and I like to go through and clean them up sometimes if I have to. So just now looking at my lines, I haven't made any new ones. If you notice that we broke below this level right here, this 1306 level. So I mean, now we have more room to fall. You know, again, this is my 20 period moving average. If it stays above this, I will still be looking for buys. I still think we got more room to run up. If it breaks below this, then we might pull back down into this area. There's a little bit of space over here. Might come to fill some of these wicks. So you just never know. It's better. What I'm learning is you just have to be patient. You just have to kind of wait and see and let the market come to you and be comfortable in your position, whatever your position is. You know, like whatever position you choose to take in the market, be comfortable with it. You know, stick to it. Or if you are uncomfortable, get out. Close it. Don't don't stay in a trade that you're uncomfortable in, that you're scared, and you're like, oh my God, let me close it real quick. Because a lot of times, you can keep yourself from winning. You gotta give your trade room to breathe, let it do its thing. But if you're comfortable in your analysis, if you're comfortable with your setup, then just let it play itself out. So yeah, I don't know about Ether right now. Doesn't look like it's ready to really break out. I would have to see it break above 1430 level to continue to 15 and 1600. But right now, it look like we're going to get some more of a pullback, which I think is good and healthy, because I'd rather see a market that looks like let's see, I'll show you guys. No, that looks kind of crazy. Even Bitcoin, well, it looks the same too. But everything's basically looking the same. Bitcoin looks like the same, although it already broke under the 20-period moving average, and Bitcoin is usually the leader. So we might see Bitcoin drop below 30 here within the next week, perhaps, and then continue up back to all-time highs. Or if its trend line doesn't hold, could continue even further down. I don't know. That's the thing about the markets. You can't really predict them. You kind of just have to read them and follow them and act accordingly. It's like reactionary. You can study all you want to, you can read all the literature, and you can be prepared. Preparation is the biggest key. And then once you prepare, you got to practice. And then once you practice, you should be able to come and perform. And so that is, let's go back to Ether. I don't trade BTC. This is Ethereum. So like I said, if we get a break or stay low below here within the next day or two, we might get another drop to fill these wicks. Maybe this one or this one. But that does not bar, once we pull back into this zone and do what we need to do, I still further expect Ether to probably hit 2,000 before the end of the year, if not faster, because it broke broke its all-time high. Didn't stay above it, but right now it's staying, in an area that used to be resistance. So once this supply, once this demand zone is full like it is here, we have to go to the next zone where there's going to be some demand. Let's see. Even though now what I do like to do is, if I'm gonna go to sleep or I'm not gonna be paying attention, I will put in a stop loss before I leave, before I go away from the charts. And so let me just go back and look at this, and I was just up. And I was just trying to scalp the little joint. Yeah, see, see, let me see. Well, it didn't really go. So I moved it again, just to keep it under, because it's tapping that number. You know what I mean? It's tapping that moving average. So I'm gonna see how it reacts off of this moving average. I didn't want to get stopped out and then it go back in my favor, because this could be just a little pullback. And if you notice, that happens a lot. You got to pull back into here and then kept going up. So now we got to pull back into here, and then we might continue going up for tomorrow. And I don't want to close the trade now and then try to get back in later. I'd rather just hang in there and see what happens. You know, like I said, I'm okay with what I'm losing right now. If it's $25, okay, I lost it. You know, I can get that back, no problem. Now let's go look at this trade. I'm in this trade. I don't know why my chart does that. It's like the only one. I'm in this trade. I've been in this trade for a while. And it's kind of one that I'm just kind of holding on to. I don't know why my chart looks like that. But I'll just show you guys. It looks like I bought at the top. That's what it honestly looks like, right? Because as you look over the last week or so, it's just been climbing, but the momentum has kind of slowed down. You know, like on the daily, nothing has really broke past this level right here. Let's see what level this is. So about 137.4. So we can't get price above that price, right? 137.4. 137.4. So unless price breaks 137.4, I'm in trouble. But it's holding. You know what I mean? It's been holding. These on the 4 hour, this is kind of what's just been happening over the last couple of, let's see. So like right here. So over the last couple of weeks, it's just been consolidating between about around here, I would say. Well, let me see. Okay, I think that's better. That's better because there's a lot more touches. If you see, it's touching. A lot more touches there, right? So it's kind of been just facilitating or vacillating or oscillating between this price for the last couple of days. I've been in this trade now. I think this is my third week in this trade. I don't know. But either way, so that's how it's been moving. I don't know why I don't like that. I don't know why my 1 hour chart on this, my 1 hour and my 30-minute chart both look like this. And I don't know. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That's how I have fixed it. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why it changes like that right there. That's weird. It almost changes to something else. I'm sorry. All right. So I've been comfortable. All right. See, now this right here, I'm not comfortable with. All right. Now it looks like it's done. Now it looks like it's done. Let me see. Let me see. So if it breaks above it, then that's it. I gotta go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and check on. I got my finger on the button. I'm just waiting. I'm gonna probably go ahead. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, where are we at? This candle's about to close in 7 minutes. 6 minutes. This candle's about to close. So I'm gonna see how this candle closes. Cause this is a demand zone. So if it breaks through this zone, I'm done. I'm gonna try to hold off and see how this candle closes. The 15-minute candle closes. Hmm. I don't like it. Y'all gotta forgive me. Y'all watching. I don't like that. Cause you don't wanna. You hate losing. I hate starting a week off with a losing trade. But I'm thinking. Let's see. This is this. It's still going down. Like so, this is the 5 minute. Now, see what you could do is you could buy back, but you don't want to add to losing trades. So I'm probably just gonna close this guy out because I don't like how that's looking. Right. So there's that. You'll see that I just lost live, which sucks. But we'll go back to and like I said, I'm okay because this is a small account. I don't you know I don't mind losing this little $200. It doesn't hurt me like that. I'm not broke, right? But I don't like losing trades. So that was just me trying to scalp. I probably should have kept my stop at $10 and closed it, but I didn't. So that's that. Not very disciplined is something that I still have to work on. So yeah, back to GPB USD. Um, I really kind of have a okay. I really kind of have a mental stop in my head for this guy too. I'm okay. I've held it where it tapped this. If it breaks below this again, I'll probably get out. But as long as we can stay above this level right here, I'm still looking for it to push towards my target is like 1.41 or something like that. So I'm okay with that. Now what sucks is that if I come back and XRP is at 50 cents, I'm going to be pissed. But hopefully it just continues down. See, look what happened. And it pulled back. That's funny. See that? See how it pulled right back into there? Now, patience, man. Sometimes patience pays off. Now, you see how that pulled all the way back into there, just like that. Mm-mm-mm. Just like that. And see, that's why I would probably get back in. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, if it goes back and closes back above here, I'll probably get back in. And that's just how it is, man. You win some, you lose some, Because as soon as I close, right, on the 5 minute, we close like right here. and then it just shot right back up. Shot right back up. So if I go back and I see where I had, see, I think I had closed at 46,240. So right there, I would have been back. I still would have been down, but I wouldn't have lost as much, right? So we'll see what happens, because the way it looks, it just all depends, If it closes, now this is the 15-minute finna close. So we'll see how this closes. If this closes super bullish, then that could just be a retest, and we can continue going up. Now, if it continues to fall, then that's a different story. It could probably fall back down to this level. Yeah, excuse me, I'm rambling. I'm just kind of sharing with y'all. Ford is another stock that I was kind of looking at. I think they have earnings coming up this week. So this was a gap from about 2 weeks ago. It came back down to fill this gap. I like Ford. I think earnings are going to be good with the Mustang and the F-150. And I think Ford is probably $15 by the end of the year. Again, this is not any stock advice. I own Ford. I have a position in Ford. So I'm not telling you what to buy or what to trade or what to sell. I'm telling you my opinion about certain securities, right? That's all I'm doing. So yeah, this gap is being filled right here. Just kind of depends on what happens with earnings and everything. I think Ford is right to go back above $12. But we need to see like some type of reversal within the next week or so. I would like to see some type of support formed and then some signs of a reversal. All right. Think I'm gonna call it a night. I really enjoy going over this kind of stuff with you guys. Like I said, I'll leave some links in the description box. You can ask questions about my broker, about any type of books. Matter of fact, before we go, I'll give you my book list for this month. I am reading this is one of my favorite authors. This is my favorite author, actually, Ken Follett. It's called A Place Called Freedom. Don't even know what it's about. I just picked it up because it was from Ken Follett. Let me get my book bag real quick, please. My book bag is on the couch. I think the next question, the other book, my son is getting it. Is it in there? Oh, yeah. Thank you. This book, I'm sure some of you probably already heard of that. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So I picked that up at my local used bookstore. So yeah, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Peace.